Hey everyone, it's Abby. How are you guys doing today? Today I actually have part one of a two-part video that I'm going to make because it's kind of long. It's an article that I found um, that I thought was quite interesting. I do get a lot of questions, as you all know, about cuckoldry, and a lot of it is from a male's perspective. Um, but I found this article um, about cuckoldry from a female's perspective. And I thought it was quite interesting, so I thought I would bring it here to you guys and share it with you. So, the article is by Crystal Welch, and it talks about how it pertains to a person's dominant need for change versus a person's dominant need for safety. So let's get into it. Put that over there. Sorry, get myself situated here. So the article says 7 years ago, I placed an ad on Craigslist, of all places, for a cuckold male to date. What was my motivation for this more unusual kind of man? It was freedom. After a long marriage, the passion evaporated, the companionship was absent, and the camaraderie went missing. I vowed never again to be trapped by the expectation of monogamy. Here are the beautiful benefits I've found, but first, let's start by defining what a cuckoldress is. My simple definition is a woman with a monogamous primary partner and free to take lovers as she sees fit. Our entire culture is based on religious principles and strong prohibitions against women having this kind of freedom. However, it appears to be changing rapidly now, as many experts have predicted. Why are alternative lifestyles like cuckolding, hot wifing, and polyamory increasing so rapidly now? I believe prominent relationship expert Esther Perel has the answer. When over 50% of monogamous marriages end in divorce and another 28% cheat, many people began to question monogamy's validity. All humans, both men and women, have two core needs that are in conflict. We have the need for safety and security in relationships, and also the need for change and adventure, says Esther Perel. I often quote Miss Perel, as I believe she is 100% correct, having worked in the divorce finance market for a couple of dozen years. Also, if more people understood why we are driven to pursue options outside of tradition, it would be helpful to know how to talk about that core issue instead of a phantom issue. Some people have a dominant need for safety, and the need for change does not assert itself. This person would be best suited to monogamy, but the need for change may arise at any time. Another person may have a dominant change need. This person is driven to many relationships or encounters and may have difficulty expressing this to his partner and doesn't want to blow up his monogamous relationship, but does avoiding or ignoring solve any relationship issue. You have almost no chance of engaging in meaningful communication with your partner if you don't know where your angst comes from. So if all of us are on this spectrum and our position can change at any time, cuckolding was my way to have both. I have a loving, connected, joyful relationship with my cuck husband. I also explore the world and experience with other men. I found such profound intimacy and joy that sometimes I pinch myself. Because cuckolding to be successful requires very authentic honesty and communication. The answer is not all women have the adventure chip, or it is not strong enough to seek change. But what if you do? You have many options, so let's explore cuckolding. Where we start. Most women are introduced to cuckoldry by their male partners. In addition, cuckoldry is the #1 fantasy searched on porn sites currently. Hence, the interest is a lot more mainstream than you might imagine. So your husband has expressed an interest in seeing you be sexual with someone else. If you are open to adventure, what would you like to experience? For example, my husband is my perfect match. By day, he's a successful executive that runs his corner of the world, but he finds release in being submissive to me when he gets home. This tendency is common with high-powered men. The act of surrender gives them a vacation from the stresses of daily obligations. He yearns to let somebody else make decisions for a while. I've always been assertive. As a lifelong entrepreneur, you must be. Or you won't make it. I learned early in life that my first goal is to determine how I would serve the world. But importantly, how would I become financially independent? I watched my mom struggle with an 8th grade education trying to raise 2 kids, and it nearly killed her. Finally, she married again to a man that had some means to take the financial pressure off. Still, he was cruel and unreasonable. So I vowed by age 10 that I would never be financially dependent on a man. Mastering the money game is the key to freedom for both men and women, in my opinion. If we only have to choose people for their character and personality, not because we need them to support us, we are better off. Would you agree? So the first question for you to examine, how are you designed? How is your partner designed? Understanding how both of you are designed is a great starter conversation. It also requires authentic vulnerability. Sometimes it is hard to admit we have these kinky thoughts or desires. Many men are afraid their women will think they are sissies or less than a man. Cuckolding can be a significant gateway to intimacy. It forces you to reveal things about yourself you may have shame about. Does it bring up some anxiety to discuss your desires? Will they go away because it worries you to be honest about them? There is no way to avoid this deep conversation if you are to have success. You must be authentic if you want the magnificent gift of profound cuckold intimacy. Okay. I need a drink. My trusty Diet Coke. All right. Oh, man. Shoot. All right. Let me see. I don't think I have another box set. Oh, here's some Misties. We'll go with Misties this time that I had for a custom because, dang. Okay. Here we go. My opinion, not as great, but they'll do in a pinch. Okay. Where did I leave off? You must be authentic if you want the magnificent gift of profound cuckold intimacy. Here is how this has worked for us. When we met, I had been in a series of more casual FLR relationships, and my husband had been a married swinger. He responded to my ad for a cuckold because he recognized something. The part he loved best about his prior experience was watching his wife experience other men. My motivation was to build my safe nest and also retain my freedom to pursue my sexuality as I choose, without a man having a say in the matter. We agreed on a cuck dynamic right out of the gate, which was time-saving. After that, we began to invite bulls in to play with, and after each experience, we talked deeply about what I liked, what we didn't, and what else we would prefer. Each conversation and experience allowed us to deepen our trust and our self-awareness. All right, so that is where I'm going to leave this for now, and we will get to part 2 tomorrow. But yeah, that's some pretty interesting stuff, interesting point of view from a woman. So yeah, I can't wait to get to the conclusion with you. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.